Solving any equation, whether it's trig or not, involves finding the values of x that make the equation true. We're going to use the graphing calculator to help us in that. And in order to use the graphing calculator, we need to make sure that the equation equals 0, which it does, so we're good to go. A note on using the calculator can't actually take the equation in this format with cosine squared. The way the calculator would take it is 2 cosine of x squared like so, minus 1 equals 0. So we'll move over to the graphing calculator. There's a couple of things we need to do before we can actually input the equation. First thing, we need to make sure the domain on the calculator matches the domain in the question. The domain in the question is x between 0 and 360. The way we do that on the calculator is by going to the window settings and changing the x min and the x max to those values. The second thing we need to do on the calculator is to make sure that it's in the correct mode. We're measuring in degrees, so when we go to mode, we need to make sure degree is selected, and it's not. So we'll go and select degree, and now we're good to go. Go to y equals and input the equation, 2 cosine x squared minus 1. We'll graph that out, and from what we see here, it might actually be a little bit difficult to tell where this graph crosses the x-axis. To make that easier, we can adjust the y min and y max to make it fill the window a little more. So we'll try -3 and 3 and see what that does. And that looks a little bit better, easier to see where the graph crosses the x-axis. So to find the exact points of intersection, we'll go to second trace. We want option 2. The calculator is going to ask us a few questions. Left bound, if we want to find these points in order, I have to move that point significantly. Just so it's to the left of that intersection point, that's good enough. We'll move it to the right of it, and we'll move close to guess. So we have 1 point at x equals 45 degrees. We'll just repeat that process as many times as we have to, 3 more times in this case. It's a good enough left bound. Right bound. And again, move close to guess. Second point's at 135. Again. Next point is at 225. And our last point is at 315.